It is the Morning Brew with Friends. We got a packed house on a Monday morning. This is great. We got our buddy Greg Frostin with us today. Andrew and Cindy from the YPA are here to talk about their big event. And Jeremy and Elmer Reynolds are here also. They're going to talk about some of the new initiatives they have downtown. And Andrea Archuleta of Delicious Sip is going to talk to us about how to actually make good tea in the mornings. All in the Morning Brew with Friends.
Drums, please.
Big house.
Right? You have a good weekend?
I did. How about you?
It was busy, but it was good.
Your weekends are always busy.
That's the goal, I think. Really.
Yes. I think you start planning the weekend about Wednesday, don't you?
I'm already planning my Friday now. Yeah, pretty much, you know. First things first this morning, we got headlines to kick off the week on the Morning Brew. And speaking of weekends, this weekend I was going to go up to Santa Fe on Friday night with my friend, and the rail runner was down. It got washed out. I don't know if you read about this.
No.
Yeah, and you don't think about trains getting washed out with the rain, but the rains were so heavy. I guess they washed out underneath the tracks, and they had to go back and shore up the tracks over the weekend. But everybody who does take the rail runner, who does commute, today should be okay. There's a picture of kind of what it looked like when the rail runner should be back on. Wait for it, back on track.
Nice pun.
Yeah.
You know, I saw where 6 inches of water can undermine a road and probably undermine a railroad track
Easily.
as well.
Easily.
And we certainly had that kind of rushing water
Oh, yeah.
the last few days.
It's been
last few
beautiful to
weeks.
see. I've been loving the rain. It's absolutely great. And this is an interesting one. Over the weekend, the idea of having a teen curfew in Albuquerque kind of exploded. Everybody seemed to be talking about this. And the Albuquerque Journal did a poll about it. We have the poll results from the Journal here. 87% of people in Albuquerque support.
87?
Yes, support the idea of having a teen curfew. There was one in the 90s when I was growing up here.
Me too.
I
I grew up
Not in the
during
90s,
times.
though.
No, not in the 90s. No, I was already
We have a
old.
picture of Greg wearing jean toe.
Yeah. Well, Greg grew up during the time when there was a 10 o'clock curfew
Just for every teen.
for every teen. Yeah, if you were a minor, it was 10 o'clock.
And how
minor,
horrible was it?
Minor was defined as under 21 back then.
Wow.
It wasn't defined as 18. Actually, it wasn't that bad. And then when you got into high school, they let it go a little bit.
Yeah.
I had my kids on a curfew, and they were raised in the 90s, by the way.
Right. Well, Greg and I are about the same age.
Yeah, exactly. And it was midnight
Right.
when they were in high school, and I showed them statistics where 80% of all violent crime happens between midnight and 5 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
And I told them, I said, nothing good happens after midnight, so you get your butts home, okay, and you be inside, and we're going to get along just fine. And they did, and went through school with no mishaps.
What I think is interesting about it is that, you know, it seems like a few bad apples are bringing back the idea of the teen curfew in Albuquerque.
Well, these mobbers,
Right.
this is scary. The kids are running around doing things like this.
It's a different kind of world, and I hate to sound like the old guy, like, get off of my lawn, but it's kind of...
Well, you're getting to be the old guy.
I am getting there. Thanks.
You're edging towards it.
Every day. I guess it's better than the alternative. This is cool. We have photos of Jane Fonda's ranch. And this is a thing, if I hit the lottery, if I had that magic, you know, $100 million lottery thing, I might spend $19.5 million on this thing. It sounds very cool. This is right on the Pecos River.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Beautiful.
This is Jane Fonda's ranch. She's selling up north. That's the Pecos River right there. And it's a 3,500 square foot ranch. And it's got a beautiful, though, 5,000 square foot hacienda off to the side that was designed by John Gamim.
Oh.
Who's one of the greats.
Absolutely.
One of the absolute greats of New Mexico architecture. So I think this is just a very cool thing that it is the most expensive house available for sale in New Mexico right now.
No kidding.
Yeah. So I want to find out in a couple of minutes from you what the mortgage rate on something like that might be. I think it'd
Certainly.
be fascinating. And then we just got to give some high fives out to our buddies at McKee Wallwork this morning. They last week had a big win at the National Ad Age Awards.
Huge.
Right?
It was great for a local company to
Right.
score so high.
Right, and this is a national competition. There's some of the guys from McKee Wallwork there. And it's nice just to see local companies. We have a defeatist attitude sometimes here in New Mexico, so it's nice to see these guys actually go out and just rock it on the world stage, which
We
is
have
really
a lot
great.
of talent in New Mexico. We're just a little shy on the capital.
That's exactly
Got
it.
a lot of talent, however.
That's it. And then this is just a quickie here. This is I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for Matthew McConaughey. Is that it? McConaughey is right. That's Matthew McConaughey is actually going to be in the States filming a new film called Gold. I don't know a whole lot about it, but he plays a prospector, and they're coming to New Mexico to do this whole thing.
That's great.
It's great. And then this is a moment here. One of my childhood heroes, or childhood guys I watched on TV at the very least, Roddy Piper passed this weekend at the age of 61, and this is sad because he was the guy when we were kids we thought he was just the most awesome wrestler
He
ever.
was, and he had his own TV show, and he was in the movies. He really converted from the wrestling ring to mainstream entertainment.
Absolutely, great actor, surprisingly great actor. And his TV show, you got look it up because his whole interview technique was to get the other guy to fight him.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to do that. I'll get Greg to fight me in a couple of seconds. We'll be back on the Morning Brew.